So some of the factors that might drive a company to consider or move into a choice game from value come both from within and from without. So within, a company might be looking to expand the ways that it can gather value from the market by diversifying its offer. So this might be going from their first, most innovative product that can go up market, that can appeal to the most demanding customers, to creating a suite of offerings that better target the individual needs of different parts of the market. The other thing that will drive them is just straight up competition. So in both cases, the whole concept is take the original idea that had great purchase and had great success in the market, for which you could command a premium, and find ways that that same offer could be recrafted to find new niches and find new market needs within the existing base. Companies that are looking to introduce more pricing discretion and diversify customer choice really need to understand first and foremost what it is that's diversifying customers' needs. So oftentimes when you're starting with value, you have one set of solutions, and choice comes from recognizing that the customer base that exists today or the customer base that you're trying to diversify to have a broader array of those options and are looking for different things to accomplish. So the closer you get to the customer and an understanding of what it is they're trying to achieve, the better idea you can get around what they value and what you as a company will be able to charge for successfully. For companies that are trying to implement the choice model, especially coming from a more value-oriented approach, they really have to get much closer to the customer base and recognize as well as they can the discrete differences between different segments that exist in the market and might exist in the market as you introduce new solutions. Additionally, the choice game has a much larger competitive component to it. You're not anymore offering the indisputable singular solution that folks are aiming for. You're actually running into pockets of the market where competitors might already exist or might be offering solutions that are already fitting customers' needs well. So the best way for companies to optimize price position in the choice game is really to think about both halves of the customer preference set as well as the competitive dynamics. So on the competitor side, what we need is real closeness to the sensitivities that customers might have to variable prices, often through surveys or direct research. Additionally, what we need to understand closely is what other offers they're looking at in the choice game. What are competitors doing on a daily basis? How are their offers shifting? How are the price points varying across the market? And then figuring out what the right location is to land your prices. Some of the strongest indicators that a company has figured out and is successfully competing in the choice game are that they have the real pulse of where the market's going on price, but also where the market is going in terms of the offer set. So the biggest challenge for most companies is finding a way to get closer to customers on a really dynamic basis to understand how their preferences are shifting, how new entries or new option sets might be reshaping the landscape, and generally staying closer to customers to a degree that many players that are used to the value game aren't quite as experienced in. Internally to most companies, they also have to maintain much more pricing discipline than they might have been used to in the past. There's going to be a big pull towards discounting or to pricing on a promotional basis to compete better and to respond to those changing preferences. And companies need to oftentimes exhibit a degree of discipline on pricing that maybe in the value game where they were not as adept or not as pressed to do. One of the most prominent and most familiar examples of a company going from the value to the choice game is the Apple iPod. This is a solution that came out to a very fragmented, very misunderstood market of MP3 players. It came in dominantly at the very top of the market with a high price, but also a high value perception with customers. And over time, as Apple rapidly gained share and became that value player, the place to expand was by offering more choice. So that choice came in the form of lower sophistication iPods, smaller solutions that targeted athletes. And what Apple was able to do was both successfully maintain its high-end solution, but also expand the ways in which it addressed an increasingly varied set of customer needs. One industry where the transition from value to choice is common, in many ways it's built into the way that the industry works at its heart, is the technology industry. Technology is an area where, especially for hardware, there's an inbuilt life cycle to solutions. Companies innovate at the very bleeding edge as a product gets introduced. And by its nature, those innovative, highly definitive solutions are value oriented. These are things that customers clamor for because they break new ground and they open up new possibilities. But over time, as competitors catch up and as customer needs evolve, what was once an extremely clear value play starts to become an option to broaden and to diversify.